Good afternoon. I'm very excited to welcome you to the first CLV webinar in which we would like to share peer-to-peer experience of our AI-based MR solution, SmartSpeed. My name is Ika Draude, and I am the CLV Program Manager for Europe. CLV stands for Customer Lifetime Value, and through this program, we aim to provide an ongoing support and maximize the capabilities of your existing Philips MR scanner throughout its entire lifespan, even if you made the purchase already several years ago. In the ever-evolving landscape of MR, there may be new clinical applications that could respond to your and your patient's current needs. Or you could find value in a lifecycle solution such as MR subscription that will keep you up to date on a regular basis. Furthermore, we can offer to assess the usage patterns of your MR system and provide personalized assistance in optimizing exams or scans. The overall goal of the CLV program is helping you to improve patient outcomes and creating optimized workflows, and by that, keeping the value of your system consistent at every stage of its life cycle. Today, it is all about our SmartSpeed solution. And that is stemming from a very strong demand from healthcare for higher image quality without compromise on productivity, and the other way around. SmartSpeed is the ideal solution for this challenge. Let me tell you why. It is an AI-based software solution that combines our speed engine CompressSense with a deep learning AI reconstruction that is applied very early in the reconstruction chain, quite close after the actual MR signal readout, where the information is the richest. And this is for best noise removal while preserving all the details. And with this method, we ensure that reconstruction is applied to the maximum amount of data, allowing the AI engine then to boost the image quality in the shortest amount of time. Now, I'd like to call this the MR currency. And now you can go and invest this currency in productivity, so speed up your scans. Or it can be invested in higher image quality, strengthen the diagnostic confidence. Or, of course, do the trade-off to have faster and better images. How great is that? And there is even more to it, because SmartSpeed is compatible with almost all procedures. Also, the non-Cartesian scans, like the motion-corrected ones, 3D free breathing, the metal artifact reduction scans, as well as diffusion EBI scans can benefit from SmartSpeed. We at Philips continuously introduce a lot of novelties and solutions to you. And in addition to our marketing campaigns, we want you to be able to see how these solutions can impact your personal work environment. That is why we were asking other customers who have already implemented a solution to share their experience with you. Therefore, we traveled to Switzerland last week and recorded how our customers are using SmartSpeed. Both are here live with me today for your questions and answers towards the end of this webinar. First, let's have a look at our visit in Kantonsspital Winterthur, where Professor Dr. Hohmann and his team have upgraded their MR scanner, which is a 3T Elition X, and they graciously invited us to witness their first-hand experience with this AI-based technology. Professor Hohmann is the leading radiologist for abdominal and oncological diagnostic in Winterthur. He has prepared two compelling cases for us, showing the differences that SmartSpeed brings.
Professor Hohmann, thank you for having us here today and taking the time to show us how SmartSpeed is impacting your daily work. The floor is all yours to show us some results.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity to show these improvements we got through this new technology. But first of all, I have to give you a little bit of my history with this technique. And I started here when the available technology was SENSE. And 2 or 3 years after that, compressed SENSE was introduced. And this was a kind of a milestone for us, because we had a lot of improvement regarding the time slots and regarding the image quality as well. And after this improvement, we thought, what's next? And SmartSpeed is next for us.
So, Professor Hohmann, you said that you were actually quite happy already with the image quality you got from compressed SENSE. What is now the main difference for you if you implement SmartSpeed to it?
The main difference is that we have a shorter scan duration, with the same or a better image quality. That's the main point. And this is what a milestone makes for us. So
that is true. So another one.
Yeah, so another one, really. I will show you some examples later. And also can use the motion-free sequences and the DWI sequences as well, which is a very, very, very good improvement for us. I've prepared 2 cases, one prostate and one liver, just to show you the improvement we got. I will start with the prostate, and I will start with the actual T2 weighted images. I have to just, okay. This, on the left side, you can see the older version. The image quality was very good at that time when we used this. But the time, the scan duration was 5 minutes 15.
Oh yeah, that's long.
That's long. And now we are coming up with 3 minutes 45, which is very much better than before, and which allows us to shorten the time slots for our patients.
Can I ask you how much the time reduction of a time slot is for you now since the implementation?
About 10 minutes.
Oh.
About 10 minutes. So we can, usually we can do 3 patients instead of 2 patients per hour. So this is, we have a waiting list for about 3 weeks. And so this is very important for us.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But the second thing is that we don't lose image quality. And as you can see here on these images, the new and shorter images are more crispy. The older ones are not bad, but they are a little bit more blurry than the new ones. So this is also a very good feature for us, that we don't lose image quality when we reduce the time for scanning the patients. And this is true for almost all these sequences. For example, I can show you as well these T2 weighted sagittal plane. This is motion-free. This is also part of SmartSpeed. And you can see this is as well a little bit more crispy, and this is a little bit more blurry. And here we have 4 minutes 39 seconds versus 3 minutes 08 seconds, which is as well much of an improvement.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, and the last I will show you on this prostate case is the post-contrast sequence. And we have now 3 minutes 43 for the old sequence, and we have 2 minutes 35 for the new sequence. So this is as more than 1 minute better.
Yeah.
And overall, we are having, as I said, we have the slots shortened by 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So for prostate.
Yeah. And you don't feel that you're losing image quality by that?
No. I think you can easily see that the image quality is even the same. And in case of the T2 weighted images, the main images for the prostate, the image quality is better than before.
It's even better.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm changing to liver, and here you can see this is T2 of the liver, and the scan duration is here 3 minutes 48 for the older images, for the older sequences. I just use the word older, but it's not old.
Yeah.
So, and this is 2 minutes 15 seconds for SmartSpeed.
Yeah. And that is a scan that is respiratory triggered? No, it's not. This is motion free. And
I will show you a threshold. This is the in-phase and post-phase sequence. This is a little bit tricky. No, it's not tricky.
This time it's okay.
This time it's okay. You see, this is the older version, and this is SmartSpeed. And here you have 40.6 seconds for one acquisition. And here you have 28.2 seconds. So this needs 2 press holds.
Okay.
And now we have the situation that we can do it in 1 press hold.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's much of an improvement. It's much easier for the patients. It's much more comfortable for the patients.
Yes.
And that is also a very important point for us, that the patient is comfortably examined.
Yeah,
so
I can imagine that.
So I think the last point I would like to mention is the dynamic phases. So this is, I don't have a comparison for this case or for this image sequences. This is the T1 weighted dynamic sequence with fat saturation. And so here you can the arterial phase and the venous phase of the dynamic sequence. And usually we're doing a native, arterial, venous, and a late phase. Yes. So these are 4 sequences with press hold. And the scan duration here is compared to the older sequences about 1 to 2 seconds shorter than before. So this is much more comfortable for the patient to just have a breath hold of 10.7 seconds instead of, let's say, 12.5 seconds.
Yes, I can
imagine. Yeah, that's really another big improvement. Even so, the numbers are not very, very different between 10.7 and 12.5, but for the patient, it's important.
Yeah, everybody who try to hold their breath, then you realize that 2 seconds can make a difference.
And still, the image quality is the same.
Yes, yeah, I see that. Professor Hohmann, I would like to ask you one more question about the AI that is being used in SmartSpeed. How did you learn to trust that? Because it is artificial intelligence that comes into the game here. Did you have it difficult to trust that?
I know about these discussions. Yeah. I know that there are a lot of people who don't trust AI technology, but before we used this in routine situations, we did an extensive comparison between the older sequences and the newer sequence, and now we are sure that we can trust this technology. So, and on the other hand, we as radiologists are handling AI every day, usually, and we have to trust it Yeah.
So the scan times got shorter for abdominal MR scans. Could you say that this is impacting the indications for MR procedures in abdominal imaging?
Yes, this is very important for the indications. We have more indications than before, and we have more patients for each indication than before. For example, appendicitis in pregnant and appendicitis in children. And we also have more patients with Crohn's disease, in which we do MR enteroclysis usually. And there are different more indications and which are coming more easy to the MRI suite. And this is depending on the higher speed now. Yeah. And this was different 10 years ago and 5 years ago as well.
Thank you so much for these insights and for your time that you took to show us what SmartSpeed means for you. I really appreciate that.
Okay, thank you very much again for giving me the opportunity to show you our cases and our improvement.
Now, if that was not an interesting look over the radiologist's shoulder, thank you once again, Professor Hohmann, for sharing your experience and your precious time with us. We also have been guests in the facilities of Medical Imaging Luzern in Sursee, where the lead technologists have demonstrated how SmartSpeed, along with a new MR Workspace, has transformed the daily routines for them, their team, and maybe also for their patients. So let's take a look at that.
We are here in Medical Imaging Luzern in Sursee, also in Switzerland. The lead technologists Ricarda and Michelle Mayer have invited us to take a look how SmartSpeed has impacted their daily routine since the implementation of SmartSpeed and MR Workspace. To quickly explain, the MR Workspace is the new MR workstation that comes with the upgrade to SmartSpeed. The core of the MR Workspace is the large 4K monitors that provide an intuitive interface, large image viewports for image-centric workflow. Smart features and the Day Manager option lead to an improved user experience. And to be honest, the look is much more up-to-date, and that is the cherry on the cake. Hello, Ricarda and Michelle. Thanks for having us here.
Hello, Rika. Welcome here.
So you have been one of the first in Europe to be upgraded to SmartSpeed and the MR Workspace. Have you been used Philips MRs before that?
Yes, I used it since 13 years.
Oh, since 13 years. So you know the Philips user interfaces.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
How did you experience the change to the MR Workspace?
Wir hatten ein gutes Applikationstraining. Die Database konnten wir vom alten Release 1:1 übernehmen und wir hatten circa 2 bis 3 Tage, bis wir uns daran gewöhnt hatten. Die Icons sind ziemlich gleich geblieben, man findet sie schnell zurecht.
How was it to train your coworkers?
Das Training unserer Kolleginnen und Kollegen war sehr einfach. Die neue Workspace folgt einem logischen Pfad und die Icons wurden eigentlich von der alten Workspace übernommen. So findet man sich sehr schnell zurecht.
How are you preparing your MR day?
We are using the Day Manager, which is linked to the RIS, and we prepare every planned examination already in the morning. We work with many standardized protocols that are already suggested by the system through repeated retrieval. We can choose an exam card already for every patient and maybe add extra scans depending on the request or the disease. We can define whether a patient has an implant or needs extra supervision. This leads to shorter changeover times between patients later in the day, and everything is clear and visible for a co-worker who jumps in or is less experienced.
In combination with SmartSpeed, what is the impact this upgrade has brought for you?
SmartSpeed verkürzt die Scanzeit frappant. Also Wir können pro Tag sicher 4 bis 5 Untersuchungen mehr machen. Zum Beispiel das Standardschädelprotokoll, das wir fahren, wurde von 25 auf 16 Minuten runtergekürzt und die tägliche Mehrleistung ist sicher bei 20%. Dazu kommt die erhöhte Bildqualität. Also wir haben kürzere Scanzeit und bessere Auflösung. Eigentlich ein Win-Win. Das ist die Ansicht des neuen Viewers. Die Bilder kommen wenn sie gescannt sind, kommen sie automatisch in den Viewer rein. Man muss sie nicht mehr manuell hineinschieben. Die Geonamen sind alle verlinkt, also alle sagittalen Sequenzen sind miteinander verlinkt. Das Zooming ist verlinkt. Und um den Vorteil von SmartSpeed zu veranschaulichen, habe ich hier ein Beispiel 2 sagittalen Kniesequenzen. Diese Sequenz hier wurde ohne Acceleration gefahren und diese mit SmartSpeed. Hier haben wir eine Scanzeit von 4,5 Minuten und hier bei noch besserer Auflösung eine Scanzeit von weniger als 2 Minuten.
So what does this mean for the patient then?
Gut, dass du fragst, die Patienten sind sehr viel beruhigter. Also wir haben viel weniger Bewegungsartefakte, wir müssen weniger Ref-Scans machen und gewinnen dadurch noch mehr Zeit.
I would like to add, we don't have long waiting lists anymore. That means that the patient gets their exam quicker and therefore can be treated earlier as well. We are also more flexible to fit in emergency procedure without delaying the whole day.
Wow, that is a big impact for the patients.
Yes, and some patients are more impacted because in combination with the inboard experience and the super fast scans, some of the claustrophobic patients do not need dormicum anymore.
Wow, impressive. Let me wrap this up. You get faster and better images. The patient experience is improved. Your workflow is facilitated. Can you imagine that this sounds too good to be true for our audience?
Es ist die Wahrheit, es ist so. Also was soll ich sagen, wir können jeden Tag Mittag machen, rechtzeitig. Wir können rechtzeitig nach Hause gehen. Wir erledigen unsere Arbeit viel einfacher, schneller, besser. Und im Vergleich zu unserem Radiologieverbund sind wir die Einzigen, die SmartSpeed benutzen und machen so mehr Untersuchungen im Vergleich zu anderen MRs.
I get it. And I must say, it's Friday afternoon and you look very relaxed and not stressed at all. So I believe you. Thanks for this, for the time you took to let us know how the Workspace and SmartSpeed has impacted you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Thanks again to Ricarda and Michelle Meyer in Luzern for showing us the experiences with SmartSpeed and the MR Workspace. You saw for me it was very nice to hear firsthand that SmartSpeed really makes a difference in practice. We are now coming to the questions and answers section of the webinar. I hope you saw that you have the possibility to place your questions either to Professor Hohmann or Michelle and Ricarda Meyer into the chat box. Some of you have already been doing so. And the questions that we cannot cover now, we will be answering later via mail if you leave your address behind. Professor Hohmann, can you hear me?
Yes,
There
I
you
can
are.
hear you.
And Michelle and Ricarda, you are there as well, right?
Yes, we are right. We are here, you.
Very good. Let me scroll through the questions. I see one here that I would guess I would send it to Professor Hohmann. Are there exams or even scan times which benefit more from SmartSpeed than others? And do other anatomical regions like neuro or orthopedic benefit as well from SmartSpeed?
Yeah, definitely yes. I think the scan types, which are very time critical, benefits most from SmartSpeed. But not only these scan times. We in Winterthur are covering almost all anatomic regions, and we are using SmartSpeed for every region. And sometimes we get more speed. Sometimes, as I said, with the prostate images, we get better image quality. So all these sequences benefits from SmartSpeed. Some more, some less. And the more time critical, the more they benefit.
Okay, thank you. Now I see another question, and I would guide that to Ricarda and Michelle, our technologists. You indicated that with Day Manager, you could prepare the whole day in advance. Did this lead to different workflows in the radiology department?
Yes, it has changed so that we can prepare better for the day. We can already add additional sequences to the scan protocol, and we can see immediately if an examination will take too long, so we can influence this and optimize the scan protocol. So we have no surprises in the day.
You mentioned in the webinar or in the recordings as well that this helps as well for not so experienced colleagues, right?
Yeah.
Very good. Here's one question that I can answer, I think. Is SmartSpeed applicable to every MR system? And the answer is a simple yes for all digital systems. They are all digital systems are eligible for SmartSpeed. So that is an easy yes. I would have one more question for the professor. How do your customers, orthopedics, oncologists, urologists, I think that is meant that the doctors that send you the patients, how do they appreciate SmartSpeed? An interesting one.
I think they appreciate SmartSpeed, but they don't even know what it is usually. But they don't know about the technology background behind these technology, and but they benefit, or they think very good about our image quality and our now much more workload. So as I said, we can do more patients during the same time, and that's what I appreciate, I think, most.
I imagine that. Let's go for one more to Michelle and Ricarda. How do you add SmartSpeed to an existing scan? Is it easy?
Oh yes, this is easy, and you have to do only 2 clicks. You can change this in the scan parameters under acceleration, AI compressed sense.
Nice. That sounds easy. So it is one parameter, huh?
Yes.
That is very, very good to know. Looking at the time, I think it's time to wrap up at this point. Thanks again, Professor Hohmann and Michelle and Ricarda, to take the time to answer these questions as well, and more we will answer, of course, via mail. To all our audience, thanks for watching and taking the time. I hope we could give you an idea of how the SmartSpeed solution could affect you and your MR department. For any further questions, please contact your local Philips MR team. I wish you a pleasant rest of the day. Take care and goodbye.